77 Sunset Strip is an American television private detective series created by Roy Huggins and starring Ephraim Zimbalist, Jr., Roger Smith and Ed Burns. Each episode was 1 hour long. The show was the subject of an ownership battle between Roy Huggins and Warner Brothers, which was the proximate cause of Huggins' departure from the studio. The series was based on novels and short stories written by Huggins prior to his arrival at Warner, but, as a matter of legal record, derived from a brief Caribbean theatrical release of its pilot, Girl on the Run. The show ran from 1958 to 1964. Description: the series revolves around two Los Angeles private detectives, both former government secret agents. Ephraim Zimbalist, Jr., played Stuart Bailey, a character Huggins had originated in his 1946 novel The Double Take. Roger Smith played Jeff Spencer, also a former government agent, and a non-practicing attorney. The duo worked out of a stylish office at 77 Sunset Boulevard, between La Cienega Boulevard and Alta Loma Road on the south side of the Strip, next door to Dean Martin's real-life lounge, Dino's Lodge. Suzanne, the beautiful French switchboard operator played by Jacqueline Beer, handled the phones. Comic relief was provided by Roscoe the Racetrack Tout, and Gerald Lloyd, Cookie, Kooks and 3, the rock-and-roll-loving, wisecracking, hair-combing, hipster and aspiring PI, who worked as the valet parking attendant at Dino's, the club next door to the detective's office. Burns had originally been cast as a serial killer in the series pilot, but proved so popular that he was brought back in a new role for the series. Despite Huggins' hopes for a hard-edged drama, the tone of the series was much lighter and featured a strong element of self-deprecating humor. Many of the episodes were named capers. The catchy theme song, written by the accomplished team of Mac David and Jerry Livingston, typified the show's breezy, jazzed atmosphere. The song became the centerpiece of an album of the show's music in Warren Barker-led orchestrations, which was released in 1959, a top 10 hit in the Billboard LP charts. The Cookie character became a cultural phenomenon, with his slang expressions such as "Ginchy" and "piling up Zeds." When Cookie helped the detectives on a case by singing a song, Ed Burns began a singing career with the novelty single, "Cookie, Cookie, Lend Me Your Comb." Based on his frequent combing of his hair, this featured Connie Stevens on vocals in the chorus and became the first hit single for the recently established Warner Brothers Records. Cookie was also used to provide product placement for Harley-Davidson, appearing on their Topper motor scooter in the show and in Harley-Davidson advertisements. When Burns' demands for more money and an expanded role were not met, he left the show, but he came back as a full-fledged partner in the detective firm in May 1960. In 1961, Robert Logan became the new parking lot attendant, J.R. Hale, who usually spoke in abbreviations. In 1960, Richard Long moved from the recently cancelled detective series Bourbon Street Beat with his role of Rex Randolph, but he left the program in 1962. One of the series' more unusual episodes was the 1960 The Silent Caper, written by Smith. It presented its story completely without dialogue, hence the title. Another offbeat entry was 1961's Reserved for Mr. Bailey, which finds Zimbalist alone in a ghost town. He is the only actor on screen for the entire hour. The show's popularity was such that rising young actors clamored for guest spots. Up-and-comers who made guest appearances included Ellen Burstyn, Roger Moore, DeForest Kelley, William Shatner, Mary Tyler Moore, Shirley MacLaine lookalike Gigi Verone, Robert Conrad, Diane Cannon, Janet DeGore, Jay North, Connie Stevens, Irish McCalla, Adam West, Tuesday Weld, Sherry Jackson, Marlo Thomas, Max Baer, Jr., Carol Matthews, Elizabeth Montgomery, Karen Steele, Randy Stewart, Susan Oliver, Suzanne Stores, Peter Breck, Donna Douglas, Troy Donahue, Chad Everett, Gina Rowlands, Cloris Leachman, Eve McVeigh, and Diane Ladd. Established film and TV actors plus older stars guested as well, including Fay Wray, Francis X, Bushman, Rodolfo Hoyos, Jr., Ida Lupino, Liliane Montevecchi, Keenan Wynn, Rolf Sedan, Jim Backus, Billy Burke, Buddy Ebsen, George Jessel, Peter Lorre, Burgess Meredith, Nick Adams, and Roy Roberts, among others. The show occasionally featured sports stars such as Sandy Koufax in guest roles. Controversial sixth season, 1963–1964. In 1963, as the show's popularity waned, the entire cast except for Zimbalist was let go. Jack Webb was brought in as executive producer and William Conrad as director. The character of Stuart Bailey became a solo private investigator, and the series took on a less light-hearted, more noirish tone. A new musical theme was written by Bob Thompson. Viewers did not appreciate such a wholesale alteration, and it was cancelled halfway through its sixth season in February 1964. Although reruns from earlier years were shown the following summer. Broadcast history. Note: the most frequent time slot for the series is in bold text. Friday at 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. on ABC. October 10, 1958, May 29, 1959, October 12, 1962, June 14, 1963. Friday at 900 to 10 p.m. on ABC. October 2, 1959, June 29, 1962. Friday at 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. on ABC. September 20, 1963, February 7, 1964. Related shows. The success of 77 Sunset Strip led to the creation of several other detective shows in exotic locales, all produced by the Warner Brothers studio, which created Strip, Bourbon Street Beat in New Orleans, Hawaiian Eye in Hawaii, and Surfside 6 in Miami. The casts and scripts of these various shows sometimes crossed over, which was logistically easy, since they were all shot in Burbank on the Warner Brothers lot. Legacy. Currently, only an engraving in the Sunset Boulevard sidewalk between La Cienega and Alta Loma Road commemorates 77 Sunset Strip, and the area is slated for redevelopment as a part of the Sunset Millennium Project. In a twist of fate, the opposition to the redevelopment of the area is known as Save Our Strip, or SOS, and is spearheaded by former 77 Sunset Strip semi-regular Gigi Verone. No number 77 exists on the Strip, as all Sunset Boulevard addresses in the area have 4 digits. The show was referenced in an episode of Jay Ward's Fractured Flickers, showing a satirical depiction of Ward looking at a lineup of fictional shows, one of them being 77 Gaza Strip. Episodes of the television series can be seen in reruns, through syndication packages offered by Warner Brothers Studios. At one time, 43 episodes had been removed from syndication for various legal reasons, but 13 of these can now be seen in reruns. 31 years after the series left the air, Warner Brothers proposed a modern revival of 77 Sunset Strip that was to be the first hour-long drama series to air on the new WB television network. It was to be produced by Clint Eastwood and starred Jim Caviezel, Timothy Olyphant, and Maria Bello. A 25-minute pilot presentation was shot for upfronts in the spring of 1995, but despite a few attempts to get it modified and finalized for broadcast in 1995–1996, the project never made it past the testing stage. Early mention of the show was made in the network's fall affiliate presentation promotionals. The 77 Sunset Strip logo visible in the movie backlot motif. Episode list.